Welcome back to another episode with Mystic Scales and Fae Tales
Podcast.
Cast. I didn't say podcast. I said pod. My name is Jennifer.
My name is Lee.
We are a pod. We're in the pods. We are a fantasy, dystopian, and now romance podcast coming to you on this lovely winter month to talk about a book that is dark and I guess cozy for some, and romance and fantasy, because our book club just finished a read that we're excited to talk about here, which is the book I'm alluding to. I'll just say the book. So the book is Enchantra by Kaylie Smith. We have started originally with reviewing Phantasma, which is the first in this series. I was calling it a duology because it was a duology before, but now they announced a third book in this Wicked Game series. So now it's a series.
Let the games begin, I guess.
So our book club started with Phantasma in October, which was great for Halloween. Yeah, and then we took a break for Quicksilver. But we took a break for Quicksilver, or Brimstone. So now we're back to finish out, to read Enchantra. So we read it this past month, and so we're excited to review it with you all today. I will say before we start, our book club is moving on to the next book in case you're interested in reading with us on the app Fable. You can really just look up Fae Tales Podcast. We come up right away. We are starting our next big series, which is so exciting. Lee, tell me what the series is.
We're going to read Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. And that's just going to encompass the whole Grishaverse is what it's called. So we're going to actually start with Six of Crows. Then we'll do Crooked Kingdom. So we'll do those two. And then we're going to backtrack and do Shadow of Bone. And then maybe watch the Netflix show. I'm not sure.
Yeah. And then she's coming out with more, right?
Yeah. So that's exciting, and that'll take us through a few weeks, a few months. So we're very happy about that. Yeah,
they're a big new series.
And it's more YA, which is like not different for us, but it is like a bit of a like sidestep. But I'm excited for it. You know, that's our roots.
It's funny you say that. I was going to say that's our bread and butter because that's what we love to talk about. Is why we read a lot of YA. We've read it before, diving into more of the adult. So it's kind of like going back to our roots a bit and going to the YA aspect, which I'm actually really excited for. You know, this is a series that's been around for a while. Obviously, like you said, the Netflix show that was sadly canceled. So I'm really glad. We haven't figured out the schedule yet for the podcast, so stay tuned if we're going to just keep, we might do breakdown episodes for each book. We might just mix things. We might do chapter breakdowns. Who knows? So if you want to, be up to date and be in the know, follow our book club. Follow us on Instagram too.
For sure.
And you can join us to read for the first time, do a reread if you read it before. This is all just really great. And if you haven't read with us before, in our Fable app, we actually, every chapter, try to put like fan art or like 5 pictures. So when you're reading along, you get like an imagery of it. And then also all of our comments and our great fun time.
Yeah. I'm trying to see. I was hoping this was published in 2016 because it would be so on trend with all the Instagram posts, but it looks like the first one was 2015.
For Shadow and Bone?
No, for Six of Crows.
Oh, so Shadow and Bone is older.
So it is, yeah.
Wow. I mean, it'll still be in
close.
the 2000s. It won't be in the 2016 trend, but it'll be in the 2010s YA trend where everything was just like popping off, and we grew up in that, and that's why I say YA is our bread and butter. It's like our our beginning, so it's kind of nice to go back to our roots.
And like we've been talking about a bunch of series that are kind of going back. Like we also talked about Red Queen, so I definitely think that's gonna be on the horizon, so stay tuned, join us.
I know we'll end up changing the club from like just a regular fantasy book to be like, let's reread all of YA in 2010s till now.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
Yeah, just take us back. Like we need an escape from reality. That's the best way to do it,
Literally. So that's exciting for our next plans. But today, we're going to be talking about Enchantra, which I don't have a voice for because last book it's Phantasma, like the guy's voice. This one I don't really have it that much. Like it's just the manner is called Enchantra, I think, so it's just a little different. Which in Phantasma it is too, but they refer to the game more as Phantasma, where in this one they refer to the game as the hunt. So it's a little different in that. Excited to break this down.
Yeah, that feels kind of like a nod to like kind of how we felt about the book, you know, almost. So, but we'll get to that. So
yeah, you're totally right. I'm gonna read the backup book ad. So Enchantra, it's those series like we said is called the Wicked Games, and they obviously haven't updated their data yet because it says book 2 of 2. Yeah. Now it's book 2 of 3. I guess only 2 are out, so they're right. Okay, return to the world of Phantasma and the spicy standalone romantasy. Would you really say it's a standalone?
No.
No, it's not.
Not at all.
Read the first one to understand it. Even though when I finished it, it was like, if you enjoyed the world of this, go back to read Phantasma. And I'm like, did you really read this without reading Phantasma?
That's pretty wild.
I guess you could, because they just like say who the people are and like say a little bit of what happened, but like.
But that would ruin Phantasma.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, where 7 immortal siblings are trapped in the deadly game of hide and seek until one mortal woman changes the rules. Welcome to Enchantra. There's only one rule. Never, ever trust your heart. When Genevieve Grimm's mother dies, she's left with questions no one can answer until she receives an invitation to Enchantra, a cursed place in Italy, frozen in time, and shrewd and strange fruit. So when the hostile and sinfully handsome Rowan Silver refuses to let her inside, Genevieve finds her own way in, only to realize her mistake. For Enchantra is a twisted labyrinth carved from gleaming silver and thorned hedges, where Rowan and his 6 siblings are forever trapped in a deadly game, at the mercy of a wicked devil and his ghastly spectators. Only one occupant of the house can survive. Genevieve now must win or die. Rowan warns her he's the deadliest of the Silvers, that he always wins, that her only chance is to compete as his wife. So they must convince their audience that they're desperately in love. And while Genevieve's willing to do whatever it takes to survive, she knows she can't trust Rowan, that the desire burning between them is a lie. After all, it was Rowan who taught her Enchantra's first rule: never ever trust your heart.
Wow. That's dropping the wife thing is interesting for a back of the book ad.
I think I'm slowly realizing that me and Lee don't read the back of book ads before we read books, because every time we read them here, we're like, they said that in the back of book ad? What?
Yeah. I'm starting to be like, I'm glad we don't, because some of them are not good. It's getting to be like movie trailers where they just tell you the whole plot and there's no surprises. So.
Or tell you the wrong plot, like Brimstone.
Oh my god. Yeah, that one was still wild. Wild.
It's actually, like, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I told someone recently, like, they were going to read it, and I was like, just so you know, like, that's not at all, like, what happens. Like, it happens in, like, a chapter. And they were like, oh, it sounded so interesting. I was like, there you go.
It's not. I was going to say, people are probably thinking, like, if we don't read the backup book ad, how do we know what these books are about? Do we just pick them up based off of prettiness? But I'm like, no, we actually generally do know the gist or, like, the idea. But, yeah, I guess I don't really...
I guess... Yeah, I don't know. I don't need to know all those specifics. I just need to know, like, I don't know.
Tropes.
It's a
header.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's like boy meets girl, fake dating, whatever. Although there is conversation, like on Book Talk, of are we leaning too much into tropes? Like, are they sharing too much to try to get people, you know? And I thought that was an interesting thought.
I was thinking you were going to say, are they saying, are they putting tropes that don't really fit, but only slightly fit, but to get the audience in? Like saying, like, they're enemies to lovers, but then you're realizing as you're reading it, you're like, no, they're not. Like, maybe they're mad at each other for, like, one thing, but not really. Or saying, like, they're grumpy sunshine, and, like, the grumpy guy is, like, just, like, slightly grumpy, but, like, not really. Like, things like that. I'm wondering if, I mean, publishing is definitely doing that for sure, because if they put it in, you're going to buy it.
Right.
So yeah, that's interesting. I personally like it. I would rather know. Like, I would be mad if I started the book and then I found out it's fake dating, and if I wasn't in the mood for fake dating, or you with the friends to lovers. Yeah. Like, if you didn't know it was friends to lovers, and you're like, wait, I don't know if I want to read this right now.
Or like Second Chance. I think that's another one that I'm not a fan of.
Oh, I don't like Second Chance either.
I would be like, nope, not for me.
Yeah.
So good to know.
Yeah, I guess we're pro trope people.
That's fine. We just don't read the rest of the book ad.
Literally. I'm like, oh, it sounds great. Cool. Everyone's talking about it? Great. Okay, cool. We voted on it? Sure. Cool.
Yeah. Okay, so Enchantra.
Enchantra.
It just doesn't even, like, have that great of a vibe. It's not the same. And I'm so disappointed because it was so pretty. The purple is so pretty.
It's so cute. And I love that we got the same audiobook person, which I think we mentioned in Phantasma, like that reader like won awards for this. Like they were really recognized for their reading of Phantasma, which was amazing, and we thought the same. So it was nice that they returned for Enchantra. So like when they said the book 3's coming, I think I was more excited to hear this person read it than I mean, not that, like the book is whatever, but like I was like, oh, I get to listen to this person read this again.
And like props to her for having to do all of the silver siblings.
That was a lot.
That was a lot. It definitely took me some time to be like, who's who and what is their familiar and what is their like
what is a familiar?
And was there ish, like I guess that's one of my questions. I guess we can right off the bat. Did you think there were too many of them? Like too many characters?
Okay, so that's great starting with. So we get back into the world of Phantasma. We have Genevieve, going abroad to find her purpose. She wants to find like a family that's like hers, to find someone who's also the spare, relate or whatever. And then she comes into this whole thing. We get into the game. I think it was definitely a lot at once. I also was like, going back a little bit, it being in Italy, I was like expecting more of like the setting, like just anything, especially because like we know that Phantasma is in New Orleans, and it's like 19 something New Orleans. Like you get that vibe. It's like gothic, but they have like bigger dresses and stuff. And so like that was really fun to explore with Phantasma. Even though we were in the manor, we still got like the vibe. Everyone, most people had their accents, like the southern drawls.
So
and
true.
They talked about the swear, and they talked about the places they go, and the setting was very much there. Where this, I feel like it wasn't there at all. Like in the beginning, she was in Rome, but then she went to Italy, and then she was in this manor, which is very much portrayed as like a manor that exists but doesn't exist. Like, you know, like the mortal person couldn't see it, and like that's cool, but like I don't know, it just felt like a waste. Like to be like, this is in Italy. It's like, okay, well, was it? Like I didn't really get that at all.
I agree. Yeah,
and not that I was expecting Rowan and his family to have like Italian accents, but it just like like especially because that's not their first language, was English. But like it didn't really bring the setting to it. So to answer your question, yeah, it definitely was a lot effort. And then, like we said, we did not read the back of the book yet, so we had no idea that this was going to be introduced to this many people. And I think that I appreciated the way the author did some of the siblings, like Seven and was it Elaine?
Oh, Ellen.
Ellen. Like obviously they were closer throughout the book, so like I feel like the way that she portrayed them and the character choices she chose, it was easy. Obviously she's the only girl, so that was easy. But even with Seven, it was easy for me to keep track of. The ones that were harder were like Grave and Wells. Yeah, not Remy because that's his twin. So that was like, okay, it's his twin. Got it. It looks just like him. But even his personality, I didn't really get that much. But yeah, like the other ones, the other men were a little hard. Like, yes, she had the animals that were attached to them, but it was so quick at some points that I was like, who? What? What did you think?
Yeah, I think like Wells and Coven could have been blended. I get Grave because he's like the oldest and like the roughest, and
Was he the one releasing the blood in the beginning?
no, that's Coven.
Okay, see? Confused.
Yeah, and like I just felt like he wasn't necessary. Like it was okay. And then Wells is just Ellen's twin, and I think he's the first one to go. So he's just chilling at the manor in hell,
Literally.
So, but yeah, I mean, and this was very much intentional, I think, is the most compelling one is 7. And I'm dying to know, so we found this art that the author actually posted on her Instagram of 7, actually, well, of all of them. But the one of 7, he has like marks on his skin. I don't know if you noticed that. They're like tally marks as if he's been like carved into. And I don't think they ever mentioned that in the book. Because I saw that picture like maybe like a third of the way through. And I was like, okay, like it really helped me be like who's who and what's what.
Yeah.
But then I was like, ooh, like I'm curious what this is about. And I don't think there was ever a backstory. And that really bothered me.
I remember she constantly mentioned, like Vivi mentioned, how like handsome 7 is. Like he's the most handsome or something like that. So like I remember that. And then I remember Rowan specifically talking about his tattoos and why he has them, so he differentiates himself from his twin. So like, that's the only thing I remember with that. But again, it could be something we missed because as we go on with this book, like as we talk about it, like this book was kind of mid for us, so like not all the details definitely stuck in our head. So she could have mentioned it, but yeah, it was not something I grabbed onto.
I mean, like I was looking for it, but I could maybe it's out there somewhere.
But it could be like if we went back into like the first couple of chapters when she first introduces him, that it could be mentioned.
Maybe.
But maybe we were so overwhelmed with all the characters, it's not something that we picked up on right away. Like the thing you pick up on is that he's having the suckers, the blood suckers, with the blood wraiths. So like that's the thing we're picking up on more, and that he's so handsome.
I don't remember that part, so you did better on that one than me.
Well, she says it a lot, like or not a lot, but she's like she says like Rowan's handsome, but like 7's the most handsome or something like that.
Okay.
I think she says Wells is a spitting image of the mother. One of them is like a spitting image of their mother too.
Oh, okay.
Like that.
I just like that graphic really stuck in my head because like to me Wells is like the more effeminate one because he's wearing like frilly things. And what also helped was it listed what each one of them were, like blood wraiths. What is Grave? He like deals with the void or something.
Yeah, he can do the void where he like basically like holds people's powers, right? Or like,
and he like stopped time, I think.
He can like stop your powers.
I thought like they were all very interesting. I remember like so the very beginning of the book is she does like a category of the different creatures, right? What is a ghoul? What is a demon? Those things. And one of them is a wraith, and a wraith is like a mix between like a human and a demon. And I remember like hearing that and like cluing in. And my initial thought was like, oh, she's gonna like get with a demon and they're gonna have a baby. But turns out, no, there's already wraiths that she's gonna get with. So I don't know what happens when a wraith and a human get together. But so she did have
does it keep
like
going? Like does it like do their demon blood get what was that called? Like not diluted.
Like diluted.
Diluted as time goes on.
Oh, I don't know. But it piqued my interest. I'll give it that. So
how'd you know who was who in the art if it doesn't say the names?
Oh, because you have to like scroll through.
Oh. I'm on her Instagram, that's why I was looking at it.
And then there's I think it's like there's like a slide for each one. And it also has like a quote from them.
I see. Okay. Gravington. Okay, so this is great. Let's go over the siblings. So we have Gravington, Void Wraith. He's the first sibling. His nickname's Grave. His nickname is also Murderous Bastard or Big Demon Man. He's a... Why did they put the sun sign? The sun sign is a Taurus and the moon sign is a Scorpio. And the quote she put was, "I never said I enjoy killing people. I do for the record, but I never said it." And he has a ferret as his familiar.
Yeah, he does have a ferret, yeah.
And
he's also got like
all of them have the rings too, like the lip rings.
Oh, the piercings, yeah.
We have Covington. Wow, this is not what I imagined.
Really?
I don't think I clicked on the whole thing. I think I just looked at your picture you sent. Covington is obviously they're all blood wraiths. He's second born.
No, they're not all blood wraiths.
Oh, sorry. I meant to say they're all wraiths. Covington's a blood wraith. Second born. His nickname's Coven. Sun sign Libra, moon sign Sagittarius, and his quote is "Hold my snake," and he has this big snake all around him. He's giving queen. Love it.
He's like the sexy one.
Rowington is our main man of the book, Shadow Wraith, which is like,
yeah,
you were doing all such cool things, and like really you had to do a Shadow Daddy. Like we're over Shadow Daddies. Like you could just move on. I didn't need that. Like he could have been a Void Wraith. That's cool.
Different.
He's third son. Which I do appreciate that he wasn't first son, because then he relates to Vivi being like a second born, or his third in his sense. His sun sign's a Scorpio, his moon sign's Aquarius. His quote is, "If you thought I was tireless opponent, wait until you see me as a lover." Then we have Remington, who has... Oh, sorry, Rowan has the fox, I should have said. Named...
Umbra.
Then we have Remington, who has... wolf? Yeah, this also looks like a fox, but I don't think it's a fox.
No, I think wolf is right, because the wolf does attack at one point.
So, Shadow Wraith, like his twin. They said he's the fourth born, but they're twins, but I guess maybe like time.
I guess, sure.
Nickname is Remy. Sun sign Scorpio, moon sign Aquarius, and his quote is, "I'm beginning to worry that you're misconstruing my desire to get the fuck away from you as being sexily aloof." Then we have, I see what you're saying, Sevington, with all of the cuts on him, or tally marks. Okay, so we have Sevington. He's a blood wraith. He's fifth born. His nickname is Seven, or Silver. His sun sign is Libra. His moon sign's Leo, and his quote is, "All right, I think I'd like that safe word now." He has like a bunch of tallies all over him. He's giving vampire, even though he's not. Because they all have different eye colors too. They do talk about that a lot in the book.
Yeah. Then
we have Wellington, or Wells. He's looking cutie with his outfit. He's also a Shadow Wraith, so there's 3 of them. He's the 6th sibling. Wells is his nickname. Sun sign is Virgo, moon sign is Gemini, and I'd say it's hard being the most eloquent of the family, but you all make it rather easily, actually. And then last but not least, we have Ellington, which is his twin. She is a light wraith. She is 7th place in the lineup. I don't know why I read it like that. She is a Virgo sun sign. Her moon sign is Gemini, and she said, "I've had a lifetime of dealing with with unruly men. My usual solution is to simply kill them." So, also love the fan art. Love the way they just like put their like facial expressions in this. So yeah, this is really helpful. I apologize for not fully going through it when you sent it.
No, I mean, it was just supposed to be helpful because I was really lost. Especially, I don't know, something about listening. I was like, I need to like visualize this. So I was glad she posted that.
Yeah, I wish they put that in I don't know, I don't have the physical book. Maybe they put it in it. That'd be great. I doubt it, but that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Damn, yeah, I kind of wish, now I'm like looking at this, I really do wish she didn't do shadow. Like, I wish she put something else. Yeah. Because even like the smutty scenes of using the shadows for the smut, like we've seen that. We've done that. We can, she's so unique with this, with like the demons and the wraiths and the settings and it being like not in the modern century. Like, she has so many amazing twists that she does within this world that I was like, that's like something that was missed. Like, you really could have done something else.
Yeah.
Instead.
Yeah, there are things about this one that just feel like I don't want to say rushed, but just not like fully plotted out, I guess, or just kind of like thrown in there, like you were talking about with the Italy thing and the setting and these. And I also think, like, in a way, the fact that the hunt, the game they're playing, like every round they just get like one person just I don't know, it just didn't have the same stakes as Phantasma. And maybe I shouldn't compare them, but they're both wicked games.
Series. Yeah, so you can.
And so it just kind of felt like a cop out that they weren't even dying. Like, they would die and they'd go to hell and be in their manor that they have to stay at for a year until this starts again. But I don't know. The stakes weren't there. You described it as just hide and seek.
That's what she said in the thing. It says it in the ad. I wonder if it's because, like, my thought was, the stakes aren't as high because in Phantasma, obviously they're all mortal. So the stakes are higher for all of them. So the intensity of the book of all of them dying or anyone dying any time is there. That's immediately taken out when you have immortals. So I understood why she was trying something new with that, and like, okay, but I agree. If you're going to do that, you need something else to layer the stakes in that aspect. And I think we never fully felt that, because we know Vivi's our main character, we never fully feel that she's in danger. Like, there's times where she is, obviously, but we're not going to feel like she's just going to die. Which, I mean, obviously, different ending. But, like, that also automatically is like, then you have no... You're, like, not as invested in the games, because you're like, okay, I just want to get past the game part and go to the conflict. Like, what's happening? How are we going to solve this?
Yeah. Also, like, because Rowan has won the last 15 years, it's like, what are you going to do this time? Like, if he doesn't win, she dies. So, like, the whole time I was... Not the whole time, but, like, towards the end, I'm like, okay, what's going to happen? Like, what is the twist? Like, what can we do differently here? Like, they're probably going to win favored, which is, like, where they get to pick the, like, treasure from the trove of their demon Nox. And I don't know. I just kept going back and forth and being like, I don't know how she can, like, turn this on its head to make it interesting.
I wonder, too, when I was thinking about it, like, we really enjoyed the games in Phantasma. Each level we were like, wow, they're so interesting. This is crazy cool. I wonder if it was just too much in the first book. Because then I'm thinking from, like, an editor side or something. Maybe they're like, okay, maybe the next book we focus on just one game. And it's the whole game. So because then you can then stretch out the series and go, well, the next one is about this kind of game. Rather than having her try to create levels for each book, because then on top of that, if we had that in this book where each round was a different thing, we might even more be like, this is just Phantasma. Like, this is the same first book, which already we were like, this is so similar to the first book. So, like, I get the concept of let's keep it separate to differentiate them a little bit more, but hide and seek was just a little weak, I think. What I really wanted was, I liked this idea of the rooms, right, that they can get trapped in and have to go through stuff in. That would have umped the stakes more if they have to do essentially like a trial within those rooms, like, you know what I mean, or something. And that's what they described with the sister, when she had to, like, go through the desert or whatever and find out whatever. But then when they went in, like, A, they just had sex, and B, like, nothing really happened until, like, the end. So it was just
the token rooms confused me because they were so different. Like, the one when they're figuring out the fish and it's like the pattern of the fish, I was really like,
along.
Yeah, I was like, what does this mean? What are we doing? And, like, eventually she revealed, like, the token is basically like immunity, like you get a day off or whatever. So I think just in the like, it just wasn't set up well enough for us to understand it, or maybe that was just me. So yeah, I think you're, like, onto something. Like, I think there was, like, okay, let's be a little different, because also, like, Phantasma, I feel like every level had, like, commentary on, like, a your mental state or like some kind of emotional thing. And this wasn't as intense or like didn't make you like think as much. It was just kind of like run and hide or whatever.
And then like I also didn't get how that was the game they chose for this reality show in a sense, because like they would go hide and seek for hours. Like they would just be hidden. Like that's so boring.
12 hours.
I guess the concept is like if you're watching this show, like you're cutting to the other people and there's other action happening. Yeah. But even then, like it kind of was slow for everyone to slowly like to die. Like it wasn't right away, which it shouldn't be. If it was right away, then that'd be kind of weird too, because they've been doing this for 15 more whatever years they've been doing it.
Right.
But that's another thing. Like I didn't get why they didn't get bored of it. I don't know. It just was.
And it also sounded like they all choose the same game.
Yeah.
Or at least I feel like at least 3 of them, there was like an explanation. Like Rowan was like, Ellen's going to choose this game because of this. Or like, you know. And like the more you think about that, you're like, oh, I don't know. But I suppose like they've been doing it for so long and they all hate it. So they just want to get it over with. And we're just like dropping in, you know, on this.
That's true.
Random.
That's true. You could tell that they also all hate it. So we talked a little bit about the games and how we feel about them. We should probably circle back to our main character, Miss Vivi, and how you felt about her, because I know that you had some feelings.
Yeah. Well, I want to hear what you think, because I haven't really heard what you thought. So what do you think about Vivi?
I mean, I think I wasn't like necessarily surprised about her character. I feel like it was kind of in line with what we learned about her from the first book. Mm-hmm. What did I tell you? Did I say she was like an insecure girl a little bit? Like kind of, but not really. I mean, we're kind of all insecure, so I kind of hate using that anyway. Like everyone's insecure about something, so that's kind of like a dumb trope to call it. I really liked, there were certain parts of her personality I really, really liked. How she was messy. I like how she couldn't like hold her tongue. I thought that was funny. She definitely was funny. There was moments I was like, girl, like you should be smarter than this. Like when she was like going through the snow and didn't think to cover her tracks when she went into the labyrinth.
Oh, yeah.
That was come on. And then also when they were escaping right after that, and he was like, Rowan was a distraction, and she spoke during it, because the fox was like telling her to come. She's like, I'm coming. And everyone was like, turned to her, and it's like, bro, are you stupid? Like, yeah, what do you... There's moments like that, where it's just like, I guess it was like the author trying to show like, she's mortal, she makes dumb mistakes, whatever. Yeah. But like she has been portrayed as a smarter character than that. So, I don't know. I thought it was smart that when she went to go hide behind the like the bush in between, whatever, like when she did that mistake of the snow. I thought that was cool. I enjoyed her back and forth with Rowan. I mean, the author's always really good at writing that, so that really didn't surprise me. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if I liked her more than Ophi though, which is like kind of sucks, because like she's the spare and she feels like people don't love her as much, and Ophi first. But then I'm like, I kind of really like Ophi though. Like I don't know, like it just is different. Ophelia was different. She had a different mindset, and I think it was interesting to explore Vivi's like how she feels because of how her mom treated her, and feeling like the spare and trying to find her own like way in the world. But I don't really know where her character goes from here. Like she just found the guy she loves, but what else did you find? You know, like like Ophelia found a purpose too. You know, I don't feel like Vivi did.
So I think her purpose has become the cure for Rowan's mom.
Oh, true. Okay, you're right. I take that back then.
So I don't know how I feel about that, because in a way it's just she's taken on another family's problems. And I don't know if that's like she's found her family. I think we should think of it as like she's found like her extended family, and like she wants to help them, rather than
that's what
she's
she
just
kind of described it too. She was like, I could imagine myself in this family. I could imagine myself with them constantly.
Yeah. But I think on the flip, you could say like she's like also not being her own self, because she's just like taking on someone else, you know, like she's not. I don't think that's the point. I just think that's like a devil's advocate thing. I found her difficult because I like her struggle with, you know, she never felt like she belonged, like her mom didn't like put her first kind of thing, and like she really just wanted to find someone to relate to. But I also like I still remember not liking her that much in the first one, and her kind of like treating Ophi not that great when she would like keep things from her. So it was I thought it was a very interesting way to be like, here you have this character that you had like issues with in the first book, but now you're like in her perspective, so you're seeing a different side of it. So I thought that was cool that you could kind of like learn more about her. And then obviously like there's the whole trauma with Pharaoh and her just like not feeling wanted and like really being put down and really being taken advantage of. And then of course like she's thrown into this fake marriage where she's like starting to feel the same. So it was a lot. Like she did have an emotional journey. Gotta give her that.
And don't forget, this book, it happens very quickly in terms of like timeline. Like she says like her mom's only been dead for a certain amount of time, so Phantasma happened, and then like literally like back to back to back, and then she's only like 21. So she's really young on top of that. So like I think this makes sense, everything you're describing of someone who is in the early 20s and hasn't figured out how to go through their trauma and figure out who they are and what they want to do going forward. So in the end, like the author kind of did capture that pretty well. But it is a little hard to follow along because you're right. In the first book, you might have not loved her. So it's like you have to kind of push that back because you also got Ophelia's point of view of Vivi. So now you have to like change your mindset, which is always a fun journey as a reader to do. Yeah, I don't know if I love her. I don't hate her. She's not like I'm like no this character, but she just wasn't. I kind of agree with you. She's not standout.
Yeah, she's just not as like compelling, I guess. And then another thing that I felt like was maybe not as fleshed out was the relationship between, his name is Barrington, right? The dad, Barrington Silver.
Yes, Barrington.
And her mother, Tessie Grimm. Because you go into it kind of thinking, oh, they were like together. And then did
really?
Tessie like, that's what my thought was. But I don't think that was ever the case because he had this wife that, you know, got cursed by the devil.
I didn't think that. I think it's because I remember that they mentioned in the first book that her mom, like, went out and had a wild side and was, like, traveling and doing all these things. And then she had to come back and get serious and take over for her mother. So you just thought they were friends? Yeah, I just thought it was, like, a demon she hung out with. Like, I thought it was, like, a part of them. I mean, I think it's just because it's like you're coming into the story with like he has children and a wife, and you're just like, I just didn't assume it was that situation. And then when they explained like, oh yeah, he was on an errand and he needed a necromancer and he met her, I was like, oh, that makes sense. So yeah, I guess I didn't jump to that because they were talking about how she had this traveling life before. So I was like, oh, this is probably someone she met on her travels, is what I assumed.
I just kept waiting for the shoe to drop where like he let her get away, because remember like her like love with their dad it was all like magic based, you know, like it was heavily influenced by that. So I could believe that like she had this other love, this other life, and I just kept waiting for them to say that he kind of like settled with the mom, but then there was so much emphasis on the mom and her sickness and everything that eventually I was like, okay, I guess that's not what it is.
That's crazy. I didn't read it like that at all. That's crazy.
Funny. That's funny.
Two different readers.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Pharaoh thing was crazy. Like the reveal of it. I thought the whole time he was gonna like drop her because he like figured out her powers, right? Because like everyone knows that Ophi has powers because like they're the necromancers of the town, they're the crazy whatever. But like I didn't think anyone assumed that Vivi did. So then like my thought was, okay, when they get to this reveal of the trauma, is that like she falls in love with this man, he sees her power, she calls her crazy, and he like leaves her. But then to come find out that it's like so much more messier than that. Like all of this, you know. He's like, nah, I was never going to marry you. You're, like, lowly in society. And then she's like, all right, I'm going to fuck your friend. And then he's going to see them fucking. And then he's going to try to burn them alive. Didn't predict that at all.
No.
I was like, valid trauma. Valid trauma.
Yeah, that was a lot. That was a lot.
So what was your, before we talk about book 3, predictions for it, what was your overall rating and thought for this book as a whole?
It was definitely lower than I anticipated. I think it was around a 3.
Actually, I haven't rated it yet. As we're recording this, I forgot to update my thing. But I probably will give it like a 3, 3.5 maybe.
Looks like I gave it... Yeah, I think I did 3.75. Okay. Which, sure. I think just because I like the series, and we're obviously going to keep reading.
I do like the author.
Yeah.
Like her writing style. I do like her writing style.
Yeah, this one was better. Remember in the first one we were like, can you say corporeal? Corporeal. Yeah, she wasn't as repetitive, which is good.
Yeah, she cleaned that up really well. Like, so well.
Yeah. I definitely thought, like, I would say, like, 3/4 of the way through, I was like, okay, so the next book is going to be at 7.
That's what I thought, yeah.
But then, like, she got the deal with the demon, or he, like, threatened her and her sister, and I think you said in the club, you're like, well, that just, like, not changes the end of Phantasma, but, like, shines a light, I guess. And then I will say, like, I felt like the ending was not good. I thought it was rushed.
Which we thought of Phantasma.
Yeah, but this was more, I think this was a little more, it felt more like tell, not show. And I just felt like, I don't know. I was like, this is too neat, but it's also like leaving all these strings for the next one. And I was like, where did this come from? Why are we doing this right now?
So I will confirm from her Instagram, you are right, it is 7 story.
Okay.
The artwork is of him with someone, and he has all the scratches. And also the quote she put was, play with fire, Sevington Silver, and you'll get burned. So it's about 7. I fully assumed by the end of the book when they said that he was entered into the society that they mentioned throughout the book, and they mentioned like that whole one section where they're talking about the drama of it and like the rumors and stuff, which I'm assuming that those rumors and the gossip will come to fruition when we get to that book. Because like as we're reading, you're not gonna like pay attention as much. You're gonna be like, okay, it's just gossip. You're gonna be Vivi's mind, like,
right?
Okay, it's just gossip, but clearly this is setting up for more. So yeah, I was like, oh, he got introduced into society, so there's something else that's going to come on. It's going to be like some other thing. And that leaves a lot of open for her to do another trial or game and to have it be whatever she wants. She's going to have to be trapped in this manor, be trapped in this idea, even though it probably will be like another manor because it's just the way of the story.
Yeah,
but at least it gives more.
Yeah, will it be like, like in a fraternity where they're like pledging? Will it be something like that? Maybe, I don't know.
The whole pledge week he has to do to get in. That would be iconic. I would see that happen. But also they mentioned like he had that woman or that person that he was like pining over when like she thought he would be like having sex with everyone like everybody was during the beginning, and he wasn't. And then it was that girl. It was the girl that, I forgot her name. That ended up tying up Rowan, and she was like, thanks for saving me from 7. So, like, there's a lot to go there, and I like that we're getting 7. I think it will be interesting that we might get a first story that's not mortal and demon or mortal and devil. It'll be, like, devil and devil or wraith, like, magical creature with that. So that would be kind of cool. And, yeah, like you alluded to, this did help with the questions that were left from Phantasma. Like, I think we talked about it in the episode. If not, we definitely talked about it in the chat or something, where I just was like, I don't understand how there's no repercussions right now for Salamatrus that Phantasma ended. I was like, wouldn't his dad know? His dad would know he got out. Like, there'd be this whole thing. Like, how can he just live his life? Like, I don't understand. And then they very much drop in here that the dad had no idea that he wasn't alerted, which I think was still, like, a little bit of a stretch. Like, there's no way that he just, like, never checked in. Like, he set this up to torture his son, so you thinking he's not gonna, like, keep checking in to make sure that that's happening? So, like, I don't know. That was a little weird for me, but okay, she was able to get past that and say that. So then now Genevieve actually ends up blowing up a spot. And then it keeps going from there. So, like, I appreciated that. I'm like, okay, great. And then now his dad's trying to get him to come back to hell. He can't just enter the mortal world and get him. He has to come back to hell willingly and talk to his father. So, like, that's clearly something that's going to be big that needs to eventually come to fruition. Maybe that's like a 4th book in the series. We'll go back to Ophi. Yeah. Who knows? But I don't remember if it's like, if he goes back to hell, is he dragging Ophi with him? Is there a possibility that she could die? Like, I don't know what the stakes would be with that, because we were very confused with the she has to now be immortal and tie her soul to him. Like, there was a lot of things that were still weird, but I did appreciate that we got some clarification at least on how this is happening. And then now we got like 500 other plots.
Yeah. Because didn't Rowan also bargain away his immortality?
He did, so that way he could give her memories back. Which worked out, because then now, like, I think she would have had to find a really creative way to make Vivi immortal to live with him forever. Like, it would have been really weird. So I'm glad she did that. I think that worked out smarter, in my opinion, story-wise. Because then they're just going to live out their lives together. And I like that. I think that was cute. And Ophi always had to come to the realization, like, when she signed up for this, that, like, she's going to outlive her sister. And it is what it is.
Yeah.
So.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. While I say, like, I didn't like the ending, like, she definitely did set up more. And the more we talk about it, I actually think, like, Seven is a very good character. She really did a good job shaping him. And he's kind of like Carrion in like Quicksilver, you know? He's just like the plucky, like, comic relief.
Comedic relief.
Yeah.
Oh, jinx. Yeah.
And you can't help but love them. So I can get behind his book for sure.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting. I hope it's in hell. Like, it sounds like it's going to be in hell, so that'll be really cool for us to explore. Like, it was nice that in this book we were, like, teased into it of, like, what hell is. And I liked that the circles of hell still existed. That, what was his name? The devil in this story?
Nox.
Cohen? Nox, there you go. Where did I get Cohen from? That Nox lived in greed. I think that was really cool. Like, I like the circles and like, it just imagining how it looks like. I don't know why, like, I imagined, like, Halloween Town, like, dark and, like...
I mean, kind of.
Not Halloween Town from the Halloween Town movie, sorry. Halloween Town from Night Before Christmas. Like, that.
Oh.
That's what I imagine. Like, I imagine, like, Tim Burton's Halloween Town.
Okay.
Like, dark and black and weird and I guess, like, what's that in Harry Potter? The Dark Alley.
Isn't that Nocturne Alley?
Nocturne. Oh my god, his name is Nox. Nocturne Alley, like, things like that. So I think that'll be cool to explore hell, and hopefully it'll raise the stakes more. That, like, they're not mortal. You know, we'll have, like, an equal playing ground.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you like the animals in this one? I think it's great that every book we kind of get, like, a cute animal. Like, that's pretty fun. Like, last book we got the cat, and now we got the fox.
Oh, we did get the cat.
Even though Lee texted me that she was so over foxes.
I just want people to be more original. Like, we got a ferret, sure.
That would have been cool if she really kept that, like, if we got that more in the book.
It was, I mean, I don't know. We got a ferret, we got a snow leopard. That's cool. I was very, like, tripped out with the idea that the dad was a familiar. Like, the idea of a human, like, a person being a familiar. But yeah, I just thought the fox, like, cute. I loved that it, like, became hers instead of his at the end.
Yeah.
But I was also like, well, there are millions of other animals. Let's change it up.
I love foxes are my favorite animals, so I'm very happy. But I don't not agree with you. I think that you're right. There should be some other animal. So, I mean, what does Seven have? Wolf?
Yeah. No, I thought that was Remy. Seven has...
Oh, it's not in the picture. What does he have?
I don't know. A lollipop.
A lollipop. Oh, there's probably gonna be a lot of blood smut. I don't remember what he had. I thought he had a wolf
Is it some
too.
kind of bird?
No, I don't think it was a bird.
There was no birds. Nothing with like talons.
Let
me Google.
Oh my gosh.
That would make sense, but I don't think he did. Let me just Google real fast. If you had a familiar and it wasn't a fox, what would it be?
Why can't it be a fox? He has a wolf. It's in the pictures of her mood boards. It's a white wolf.
Then what does Remy have?
I don't know. A different kind of wolf. Because that wolf in the picture was not white. His was white.
But they're not even twins.
Gwendolyn Hellburn the Demon. That's the girl's name. Gwendolyn? Probably Gwen.
Gwendolyn?
Gwendolyn, thank you. Wow. Gwendolyn Hellburn the Demon. That's the demon.
Oh, right. Because something happened with her family.
This is the mood board. She put, I may have overreacted. Then there's, how I miss the sound of setting people on fire. Me personally, I like men terrified of me fumbling over his words type nervous. Then there's like a hand that's like, I can fix him. And there's a hand that's taking it that says, girl, you are worse than him. And then it's Hades from Hercules where he's like red and then he's like not red. He's like, okay, cool, I'm fine. I'm cool, I'm fine.
This is from Kaylie? This is what she posted?
And then there's nothing about her being psychotic. That was her mood board. And his mood board is, they hate to see a boy toy winning. Like, who hasn't made a deal with a centuries-old entity of questionable moral standing and motives? Alright, I think I'd like that safe word now, is the quote. Heard of me, have you? And there's a Damon Salvatore thing, of course. There's no such thing as a bad idea. It's just poorly executed, awesome ideas. And then, good news, I've successfully replaced all of my emotions with jokes.
Oh my gosh.
These are great mood boards.
But yeah, he's got all those cuts.
So more to come. We're definitely going to read it when it comes out in our book club, so stay tuned for the review on this podcast after, and, join our book club on the app Fable to read along with us. Like we mentioned, I'm going to plug it again for the beginning of the show. Join us to read the Grishaverse. Very excited for this new series. Yeah. More to come. Episodes, videos, all of that fun things. Follow us on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube. Let us know what you're reading. Let us know what you like. Let us know if you like this book. Let's talk. Let's chat. Let's make the bookish community beautiful and amazing. And thank you guys so much for listening. We're on season 3, which is even more exciting.
Yay.
We hope you enjoyed this review of Enchantra by Kaylie Smith. Thank you so much for listening and happy reading.
Happy reading.